Bop, bop, bop.
Hey, so here in Switzerland my wallet seems to be a lot heavier, but it's not because I have more money, and it's only partially because of the absurdly large 5 franc coin they use here. It's because I seem to have lost the ability to count. When I was working as a cashier many years ago, I learned how to quickly count change. But in Canada, like the US, under $1 the coins are 1 penny, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. Here they have 5 rappen, 10 rappen, 20 rappen, and 50 rappen coins. And it's just totally thrown off my game. Speaking of drinking, as a Canadian I am used to counting liquids in liters and milliliters, but for some reason here they also use the deciliter, which is weird. And in baking everything's totally different because they use weight measurements instead of volume measurements. So every time I need to bake something I have to go through every single ingredient and convert it a different way. Also, I can't count floors anymore. Apparently in Switzerland the ground floor is floor 0, which means the first floor is what I would call the second floor, and the second floor is what I would call the third floor. So it generally turns out that I'm not psychologically prepared for the amount of stairs I actually have to climb to get to any particular floor. Plus, how many rooms does my apartment have? In Canada, we would count by the number of bedrooms, but in Switzerland, they count by the number of rooms, but not every room, because the bathroom and the kitchen still don't count. So a 1-bedroom apartment in Canada would be called a 2-room apartment here, for example. I've also had to get used to writing the date, day, month, year, and writing times in 24-hour time. But also, I've had to learn the different ways they say the time. For example, 8:30. I would assume 9:30 would be 9:30, but it's actually 9:30 or 8:30. And sometimes they say stuff like 5 nach 8:30, which would be literally 5 after half an hour before 9, or 8:35. And then they go and use a comma instead of a period for, say, 1.5 liters. But they still use a period for prices. Plus, the German language itself does not help, because they read their numbers out backwards. For example, 21 is actually 1 and 20.